Okay, having $10,000 and $15,000 months in window cleaning as a solopreneur or maybe one helper is totally possible. And I want to help you get there. I want that to be a reality for you that's not just blowing smoke up your skirt, right? Like, there are ways you can make it happen. One, you got to work really hard. And two, I've got some tips from 6 years of experience that I want to share with you to help make it happen. So let's get after it. I'm Timmy Riggs, and for the last 6 years, I have run my window cleaning, pressure washing business and custom Christmas light business. For the last 4 years, it's been full-time. It's all I've done. I started for 2 years just doing it part-time and got it to a place where I was able to jump from my full-time job into running it. Here, you can see I'm in my garage. This is a storage unit, which is a tip to keep costs down. And I'm obviously running out of space, so I might have to get another storage unit before I jump up to get a warehouse. But let me jump into some things I think are really crucial when it comes to getting started or beginning to grow it and scale it and head from there. My very first tip, what I would do if I was maybe just getting started or just kind of got started, is in the beginning, I was trying to find all the gear myself. I was trying to piece together which things were right for me, whatever, right? And I ended up with a bunch of product that eventually I ended up not using, right? So for me, my number one tip is I'm going to put the description in my link. I'm not paid by them or anything. It's truly what I believe, and that is Window Cleaner Resource sells some great gear for cleaning windows and so many other things, and they have starter kits, okay? So in the beginning, I would jump straight to a starter kit. Anywhere between $200 and $400, they have perfect kits that truly give you all the equipment you need. All the time I see guys saying like, hey, where do you get your belt from? How'd you get your belt, right? And it's called a bucket on a belt that stores my washer, stores my squeegee, and all the other pieces of equipment that I need when I'm out cleaning. And they sell kits with everything you need. So number one, if you're just getting started, grab a kit. Don't spend your time trying to find the right things that you think you need. Just get a kit. It would have saved me hundreds of dollars in the beginning, and I think it's crucial. Number two, from there, the major concern everybody has is, how do I actually get business, right? In the very beginning, I did just straight up organic social media, Facebook and Instagram. I just started telling all my friends, like, hey, I'm starting a window cleaning business. I want to make some extra money to pay off my debt, and this is what I'm doing. So I just bashed Facebook, bashed Instagram, was just really honest, transparent about trying to get a business started. One thing that I would have done pretty early on, which I waited for a long time, is I would have snagged an A-frame. It's going to put you around $200-ish, but at the end of the day, it is something that is really good in marketing your business when you're out at jobs. I put this in front of the house that I'm at or in front of the business that I'm at. People are able to walk by, scan the QR code, and literally request jobs. All the time, people are like, dude, that's such a good idea. I've seen plenty of other entrepreneurs on here talking about it. It's where I got the idea, so I didn't come up with it. It's just a great idea, and it really works. Besides that, door hangers. I have been smashing door hangers from the very beginning. I don't door knock because I don't like door knockers. I don't like when people come to my house and door knock. And for me, I'd rather do kind of like something soft to get warm leads, and door hangers work. Every time I'm at a job, I do at least 10 door hangers around that house that I'm at. But then we have specified days where we go and we just hit neighborhoods hard, putting up a couple hundred door hangers. So as far as getting business and making people know that you're out there and they're aware of you, there's a couple things you can do, like door hangers, like A-frames, and organic socials. And then obviously go a little bit further and you can have good SEO, which I have a guy, his name's Wyatt. I'll put his website in the description. He's managing all my SEO, all my online marketing now, and that's something I wish I would have done sooner. And you could talk to him about it, or you could find someone else that does it. This is a guy that I really trust, works hard for me, and that's kind of that next level of marketing. And then for me, I spent a pretty good amount of money, a strong investment on wrapping my truck, which has also been a huge help, because with my A-frame, with my truck wrap, with my strong online presence, my website, everything like that, it's clear that my business is legit, it's professional, and people go to it, right? And so besides just referrals of word of mouth, once you have all this other stuff working for you, branding it together, it just makes a strong pitch to incoming customers that you know what you're doing. You're a strong business, you're professional, and so those are my kind of tips there on marketing. And I didn't want to get way too in the weeds because I just want you to take action. The number one thing I see from everyone is, bottom line is, they're just waiting for permission, they're waiting to have all the right information, and I'm like, look, just get after it. All right, number 3, this one I put off for too long. A year and a half ago, or maybe almost 2 years ago, I decided to make the jump, and that's a monthly investment in my CRM, and that is with Jobber. Now, I know I've talked to you guys about it before, and I am a brand ambassador for them, but I was talking about them before I became a brand ambassador, and that's because in the very beginning, I was like you, trying to figure out how to collect payments, how to schedule, how to keep everything organized, and it was a mess, right? I had notes on my phone, I had Google, Excel notes, right? I was doing Venmo, Cash App, and only taking checks from people, and it was kind of a mess. I moved from there up to QuickBooks, and it was okay, but then I really wanted something to help professionalize my business, and that happened when I jumped into Jobber. I jumped into one of their tiers, and I was like, wow, what was I waiting for, right? Here's what's so great about it. I go to a customer's house, I have my quoting system, and I'm able to put my quote into Jobber after I already got them as a lead. On my website, I have my Jobber form embedded on my website, so they're able to go in to my website, fill out the form of, hey, I want a window cleaning, I want a pressure washing, and what happens is, since that's connected to Jobber, it dings my Jobber app and lets me know, hey, I got a request form that just came in. Once that happens, I click their address in there, I go to it, I quote it, I send the quote through Jobber, they can approve it or ask questions about it. Once they do, I convert that to a job, schedule it. In my scheduling, I'm able to see it, and now for me, I have one single employee, he's able to see it, and we go to it, and I can either assign it to just him, I can assign it to both of us, or just me. We go, we get the job done. Literally when I'm sitting in the driveway, I hit send invoice. And so after the job's done, I send the invoice to them, and it's awesome because it creates very little friction for the customer. They're familiar now with the communication through Jobber, and they're able to pay right in there through Jobber. For me, one of the great ways about scaling my business was the fact that recurring revenue is something you really want to get good at. You want to make sure you're getting jobs on 3-month or 6-month recurring schedule, and in Jobber, you can schedule it that way. Super simple. You can either put it as a one-off job or as a recurring job and set the schedule up however you want. That is great for me. It's huge peace of mind. I'm not having to try to remember who wants what in 3 months or in 6 months. I just look at my schedule for the week and see, oh, I've got this person coming up. We just serviced them 3 months ago. Here it is again, right? The cool part about that is many of my recurring customers have gone ahead and already saved their credit card information into Jobber. So now after I go and clean their windows, which they get a booking confirmation about a day before that we're coming out anyway, like it's all happening automatic. I go out, I clean it, I'm able to charge their card, and so little friction. And it's good for the customer because they're not having to think or worry about it, and it's great for you because you keep jobs going, you keep money coming in, and it's a great way to build and scale your business. A Jobber has so many incredible things. Like, I feel like I'm just scratching the surface on what I'm able to do with it. They're coming out with a bunch of new kind of AI portions of it, and so it's really helpful. And so that is something that I wouldn't hesitate. There's a relatively cheap tier that you can jump into that's going to help professionalize your business. You get the branding set up with your business, and you get after it, and you quit trying to like piece it all together like I did for so long. If I would have done all of this at one time, I would have seen a lot quicker exponential growth, right? So with all that said, the good news about Jobber is you can tick my link in the description below and get it for 14 days free. Give it a try. That's exactly what I did in the beginning. I tried it for 14 days. I was hooked. After that, you get a 3 months at a pretty great discount, and so check it out. I think it's going to be worthwhile for you, but in all seriousness, those are my first 3 major things. Get the equipment, learn how to do it, kind of really get serious about your organic marketing and level up to maybe some more focused marketing. And then number 3, get a really strong CRM, and my recommendation is Jobber. Number 4, this is a mindset tip, okay? You're going to have weeks that you are like, I'm the best entrepreneur ever. You're going to be getting jobs in left and right. You're going to be crushing it. realizing you're making some of those financial goals, maybe hitting that $5,000 a month for the first time or that $10,000 a month, and you're gonna be like, this is amazing. And immediately after that, you're probably gonna have a couple weeks that are just down in the dumps, okay? Mindset goal that I had to learn over those first 6 years was that you've got to figure out how to stay consistent in both of those seasons, all right? So don't spiral downward and think, man, I'm not going to make it. I can't do it. I might as well not even try it. I'm going to quit when it's down. Or when it's up, think, man, like I don't even have to really do anything and this business just runs itself. You want to stay right in the middle and just say, I'm going to keep doing the things that work. Every day, I'm going to keep posting some organic socials. I'm going to keep talking to people. I'm going to keep replying. I'm going to keep putting up door hangers. You just keep working it. Whatever you work, works. So don't let either the high highs or the low lows pull you in a direction that makes you maybe not take action, right? So stay focused, stay clear, and just know that whatever work you put into it is the reward you're gonna reap at the end. So that's really huge, and I know that seems like such an obvious thing, but when you're in it, sometimes it's hard to stay focused and to stay clear on your goal and your objective. Number 5. Whatever your method is, whether it's maybe door knocking or it's door hangers, organic socials, however you start getting leads, this right here is the most important thing about your branding. You focus on you being a person of excellence, all right? You make the decision to say, hey, when I go to a customer's house, I'm going to talk to them in a way that lets them know that I actually care about them and that the service that I'm offering, I'm going to bring with my best effort, with the most amount of excellence that I can, and I am just going to absolutely blow their minds with how hard I work at this job, right? Because again, you're planting seeds that you're gonna reap later, and it might not just be getting paid at that job, it might be the 4 people they end up telling about you, right? So you're not going in and you're not just trying to get money from them. You're trying to build relationships. You're trying to build a strong brand. Like this isn't just done, one and done situation. Like you're trying to build something. So you need to flip the script and know that you can do it. You have the capability of working with excellence, of impressing the people that you're serving, and building something amazing and something that you respect and something that you feel proud of. So don't just, willy-nilly, well, I'm just cleaning windows because like no one else wants to do it and people will pay me for it. No, go out there and be like, man, I'm going to do my very best. This isn't even about trying to beat the competition. This is about you being proud of something that you're building. So have a good mindset when you get to the job. Have a good mindset when you finish it. Talk to your customers like they're human beings. Have some excitement in your voice. Bring some joy to the environment that you're in, right? Like make sure that you are the person that's driving the energy. Okay, so whether that is with the customer, whether that's with someone you hire, whether that's just with yourself in your own home, be someone that says, hey, I'm a leader, I'm going to stand up, and I'm going to bring impact in whatever I'm doing. Finally, my last tip, it's going to be a couple different things, right? So number 6, I guess. Number 1, look for off-season work. I am in the Midwest. I'm in Oklahoma. So in the wintertime, window cleaning really slows down. That's why I also do Christmas lights, because that gives me a good chunk of change heading into the winter before spring rolls around. And so that's kind of the service that I've added. I've seen other guys that they add some landscaping stuff, whether it's just saying, hey, I'm gonna do some leaves pickup or get your yard ready for the fall or get your yard ready for the summer. Like you can add whatever services you like. Maybe it's car washing, right? For me, it's window cleaning, pressure washing, Christmas lights. And I think they all go together pretty well. I will say I've rebranded the Christmas light side. It's still owned by Streakers, but I actually have started Riggs Christmas light installation, so it's kind of a separate brand just because I wanted it to be clear on the SEO marketing side and all that, like, hey, this is specifically Christmas lights. But just make sure you're when you learn the season, when you learn the rhythm of some slow months, things like that, what are some other things you can offer to keep some money coming in? Which also connected to that is upsells. How can you do some upsells like gutter cleaning or even some garage cleaning, things like that to keep some money coming in for your business, or maybe you're not getting a lot of window cleaning, right? And then lastly, for those just getting started or those just a little bit in, make sure you're on top of your finances. Gross revenue is exciting, that's fun, but you don't want to be spending all this money on new product or getting a new truck or a warehouse or whatever, and at the end of the day realizing, oh, I'm hitting that 10, 15K a month gross revenue number, but I'm only making $1,000 or $2,000 or $3,000 a month net profit. No. We want to be smart about it. We want to be wise about it. We want to remember that we should be putting at least 25, 30, even 35% into our tax savings account just to be safe, right? So even if there's a little extra at the end of the year, at least you know I'm not going to get screwed by taxes. And then you want to have a good percentage going towards your operating account, right? But then you also want to have a good percentage in your profit account. That's exactly how I set mine up. So basically, I do 30% tax savings. I do around 40% into my operating account, and then 30% straight into profit, which is where I pay myself from. Operating account, I'm not always spending that 40% every month, so there's usually a good little bonus coming out of that too. But I just want you to stay on top of your finances, because there's plenty of people to go start businesses, start making some money, and realize they're actually personally not making any money. And that's stupid. That's not the goal. That's the only plus side I feel like I've had in having a 6-year journey where my business is doing pretty good, but I feel like it was slowly growing, right? But I also learned all these little things along the way that I'm sharing with you now that hopefully you can skip some of those things. But that's my tip. And heading in fall, wherever you are, I think there's still some opportunity here to maybe start a landscaping business, start a window cleaning business, start a Christmas light business. Like, again, depending on where you are, if you're in a warm climate area, windows all year round. So whatever it is, whatever home service business you start, these things are still going to be important, other than the window cleaning equipment from the very first tip. But these are important tips, and even with Jobber, whatever home service business that you start, you could use Jobber. And that is kind of what I just wanted to give to you today. Hopefully it's encouraging, and in the meantime, enjoy the here while you're working to get there.